Florian came up with this idea about an image film, about this luxury boat. And the choice was to either way receive some money for the image film or to get the boat for a week. And Nick and I, we looked at each other and we were like, yeah, man, dude, take the boat, we want to go. It just felt like a road trip amongst friends, you know. We had that big black behind the mask van and we went all the way from Stuttgart in Germany all the way to the island of Sardinia with 4 guys in a van, and it was just good fun. Like, didn't feel like work, it was friends going on the road, and that's how the whole mood developed in the end.
Florian managed to get the little nice boat that we're shooting off, and then also we shoot a commercial for Seabob, underwater scooter,
which ended up in bringing tons of equipment that in the end we didn't use, but that's how it is. If you have like 4 boys and their toys and everybody brings everything, and
it was extremely interesting. In the beginning it was supposed to be a whole luxury charter thing, and then a whole truckload of stuff started to appear on the dock, and but we were having fun already. While we were moving hundreds of kilos of gear, it was already feeling like, oh well, maybe this is not going to be the usual luxury charter.
So we, like in a traditional sense, we would just create like a nightmare for the crew. Our stuff is just everywhere because we're very good at bringing things, and we're also very good at just putting everything over the place. The whole thing benefits immensely if you have like everybody being kind of like positive. And since we never have any idea what the crew will be like, I was very curious who will be the 3 additional people that we will spend time with.
Yeah, the crew was, I mean, it's amazing. So we did our second shoot on a boat like this, and it's always nice to meet such experienced people like Francesco or Mickey, Peter. It's great fun. When you go away from the boat, you think a lot of them.
Actually, it's a special project in the sense that Hammer is here because he was with us on the first project we ever did as Behind the Mask.
I don't know. We didn't have drones 3 or 4 years ago. So now there are things going on with drones. There's huge cameras like the Red, which makes it really professional.
Yeah, Hammer.
All my day I will sing and praise.
The shots he does are always different. It's never what you expect. And even though we weren't able to give him much time, he's still able to pull a few very nice shots of the whole thing.
You know, I didn't know that much about the trip, so everything which happened was kind of like a surprise. And as things changed day by day, because some things didn't work out and some things did work out pretty good, so it was just very cool just to be part of the story.
The only thing we knew is that we would like to do something with the Seabobs. And we played around with the Seabobs already in the Bahamas, so we got a little taste of everything. And Timo also turned out to be quite a skilled Seabob rider. And so we thought we should just use that to bring it to like the next level of ideas that we have. Most of the time Seabob is presented as a very powerful, masculine fun toy, I would say. But what I immediately saw when I saw Timo riding it is that it's also a very aesthetic toy. If you look at the footage in slow motion, it's more like dancing in the water, more like a ballet. It's also an idea to give Seabob more the feeling of an aesthetic, fashion, art flair, going more into like what kind of feeling can you like have when you ride a Seabob like that. And therefore, the idea was to collaborate with Dada from China, a fabulous free diving girl who could transport that emotional story to the viewer. It's been a pleasure to have her on board, especially because it's a female element in the rude boys crew, and I think we all benefit from that.
Well, German is German. It's hard to describe.
In my mind, Dada was the big question mark of the whole project. Florian came up with the idea of bringing her in. Apparently she's very famous in China and she does an awesome job about promoting the sport freediving. I didn't know how her diving skills was. I never met her in real life. I never knew what to expect.
We had so much fun playing around with the Seabobs, and I'm just like endlessly impressed because like riding it is pretty easy. I think everybody can just hop on it and ride on the surface and dive down a little bit. But the interesting thing is that you really have a perspective or a lot of headroom with this instrument. If you want to really make it look like or even feel like flying underwater, you would have to practice a little bit with it. And so I'm endlessly impressed by our two Seabob protagonists, how they managed, especially Dada, who wasn't able to practice at all beforehand.
I didn't have much experience on those very fast scooter. I did try some slower ones, but this is quite exciting.
So this is actually the first project that we team up with Timo as a project manager.
When you first asked me to do the project management of this, you were like, you know, if you're clever, it's just sending a couple of emails. It's not a big deal. No worries. Will be an easy job. But then we had some super creative ideas of putting some LEDs on the Seabobs and making these pictures look really artistic and incredible. So there was a little bit more to organize in all of this. So I had to involve my friend Christian, who is an engineer and who in the end did a really good job on placing LED stripes on the Seabobs. We developed a pressurized underwater box where we could put all the electronics and the battery packs in to get the energy for the lights. We could change the lights. It was a long way to get there, but in the end we were super happy and it looked super nice, even better than we expected it in the first place.
Timo, oh wow. When I think he doing like very smooth and all those movements look like very easy, so I try to imitate him, but at the same time I found that, oh my god, he's using all his muscles to control his body and look like ballet dancing on the water. Well, luckily I didn't have to wear those funny shoes, obviously, which when the first time I saw that, it's like impossible for me.
Should work.
I know you guys figured out.
Well, in this creative process, I try to keep my expectations very low because I know even if you imagine all the pictures how they're gonna be, in the end they're gonna be totally different, and then you decide differently. So I did not think about it much.
I had the feeling like, oh, okay, they're going to put a bunch of nice images together, really cool images, but there was nothing there really. And then, okay, let's do it this way, da 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 da, and then the story all emerged, and that was really cool. It's like a mini movie. It's not. You can say it's not really a commercial. It's just much more than that. It's nice.
Initially, I wasn't planning at all to use like real-world elements like rocks and diving down and fish and everything. We just wanted to use a complete dream world-like situation, and the idea was to have that in the night and in the daytime. And in the daytime, we create that dream world by turning the picture upside down and using the rays that come down before sunset. Then we saw the location, and then we thought like, shit, the location already looks like a dream world because it's a real setting, but it's crazy. The visibility is just amazing, and the rocks, the rock formations and everything, and it's very quiet underwater. So we had to include that as well.
It's like what you said, it's like a puzzle, it's like a game. You exploring new things and then you put the new elements into it and make it even more cooler than we expected.
It's just, I will be on the surface, we can do these two definitely in one go. When you sink down and you land on the bottom, I will swim above, and Timo will come pick you up, take you out of the frame and bring you up.
Alright, and how about this?
So then we have the two shots already. This is already very complicated.
There's some area, like the sandy bottom with the sea grass that appeared. It really made me feel like it's a connection to another world in my dream. I totally, when I exploring that area, I kind of forgot breathing. I was like, oh my God, this time really bring my freediving experience to the next level.
The challenge compared to the last time we shot with the Seabob was we had totally different conditions here. We're in this beautiful natural park of La Maddalena in Sardinia, meaning we have awesome visibility, but also meaning we have great depth. And we just decided on a spot which is 10 meters deep. So Dada and we had to go, I don't know how many times daily, like 40, 50 times down to 10 meters, do our crazy stuff, come back up, go back down, no time to breathe. It's choppy on the surface, you get water splashed in your face. It's very exhausting.
There was already the story written somehow. The story was written while we were here, and I just had to follow the story.
She's very detail-oriented when we do things, and I edit a few things together, and in the evening we watch it. Most of the time, you know, the guys don't really care about little minor things, because obviously I don't do 100% color correction or like the connections 100%. It's just like a rough storyboard. But she, like, not only pointed out what might be ideas to improve something, but also came up with interesting input of the shots that we can do and how we can complete the story a little bit more.
The Seabob I wasn't expecting, all the scene and the story. And what I like it a lot, that you came with a different idea, and then you develop an idea and you, with another, I mean, it was developed something totally different than what you were expecting. So I really enjoyed the creativity that you put into.
And that's exactly what it's all about. That we bring people together who share ideas, and everybody, you know, can contribute to the whole thing. Because I believe that will make the whole thing better, and it will also make it possible that everybody can identify with the project, and so we can send it out into the world, and everybody's happy with it. And even though people don't like it at all, we will connect a lot of cool things and feelings with it, and that's already worth it, I think.
When you guys started the night scene and with all the lights, and obviously we're using the boat lights, that was a good idea on your guys' behalf. And seeing the rays in the pictures and the figures of the Seabob and the merman and woman, that was quite spectacular.
I admire all this drive, this passion, and like also appreciating the places. I really loved how everyone was not just, I mean, there was a purpose to everything. It was the video and stuff, but it was really like, wow, you took your time to at least say, oh, beautiful. And that's the part that makes me more happy, is when I take people somewhere and they give me some satisfaction that their eyes are open and they're looking at the place and not just browsing it, you know.
It's more about like a transformer from human to aquatic human. Actually, it's more like a dream happening. It's not really real, but it's different than normal diving videos.
It was quite a journey to get to that establishing story with the girl and the boy and everything. And I'm absolutely happy how it turned out, and very curious what you think about it. Have a look. I think it's worth a couple of minutes. Okay. It's always like, yeah, it's probably shitty, but come on, give me like 2 minutes. Just give it a try.